Hey guys, what is up? Sloppy here, and it's Tuesday, so we're back in our realm. Let's flip around, and I got some stuff to show you guys. Today we are doing a villager system. We're continuing work on what we started last time. So let's head over there. I don't know what I need exactly, so I'm just not going to grab anything at the moment. Let's just hop on over there because there's some stuff I want to show you on the way. One thing that I've been trying to do is make spawn look better. I have a weird thing where it's just not very attractive at the moment. You know what I mean? It's just not a good looking place. And I don't know how to fix that, but I'm trying to. So what I've done is extend this path. I've terraformed this a bit, and this path actually turns into a birch sand path. This is going to go over that way to whatever we build over there, if we do build over there. I'm still curious about, I do want to build a mob spawner because I need gunpowder more so than anything else, and obviously bone meal and whatever. You need stuff from mobs. But I'm curious if you build it in the desert, because the desert has a higher spawn rate. I think it used to. I don't know if it still does. But if you build it in the desert, do you get more? That's an interesting question that I don't know the answer to. And there's also building it over the ocean, which would probably be the easiest. But anyway, over here, I've continued this path and terraformed this all, and it looks so much better. I do want to put stuff here. And one thing that I've been thinking about is custom-built trees. You know, the really big, cool-looking ones. I thought that'd be a nice way to spruce this up. But, I don't know. We gotta get something on this path, though, because it's pretty boring. Anyway, this was all old. Comes on over here. This is one stop of the subway. The metro. I mean, where I live, we call it the metro, so I'm going to call it probably the metro. But anyway, yeah, the metro and the subway are the same thing. Yeah, okay. See, I get confused because people talk about subways, and I always think sandwich shop, so I'm like, why are you always at Subway? I mean, you know, they're okay, but anyway, yeah, we're over here. This is what we built last time. It's pretty ugly up top. I might redo that because it's just awful. The only thing that we do need to keep are these, well, actually just this window. We just need a daylight going down to there. But anyway, this is working great, actually. So let's go down here. This is where the magic is happening. One of these is going to be for the subway line, and that's great. That's all well and good. Over here, we've got our villager breeder. You can see that guy's over there. Do we have a tiny little villager? No, but one problem that has been risen with this is that sometimes, what if you get a baby villager trapped in there and it grows up and screws up the system? I've actually never had one that didn't go through the hole. So that's awesome. Anyway, they go up to there. When they grow up, they fall into this, and I've actually seen it. They pop into this. But what I want them to do is put a tripwire here, so there's a piston that pushes them over, so they fall down the cart. And, yeah, so they come down here, and I've just been storing them and killing them if they're bad. So right now, I think this is the best butcher we've gotten, which is okay. He's not amazing or anything, but librarian, we've used up his trade, and he's got aqua affinity for only 6 emeralds, which isn't bad. And two written books for an emerald. I think he's actually not bad. And 29 paper. We got the cleric, who I just keep because of the rotten flesh trade. You know, sometimes you just end up with a lot of rotten flesh. Gotta get rid of it. Now, what I was thinking. So I was planning on doing all kinds of stuff and building all kinds of farms over here. You know, back in this direction. But now I'm sort of torn because the more I think about it, the more I think I don't think I want to have to come over to this area to do trading. And what I mean by that is, you know, this cleric, I would much rather have him at, say, the mob farm or a gold farm or something. I don't want to have to come over here to trade with him. So what I'm thinking about is using this area strictly for breeding and then having some basic materials to test out their trades to see if they're good enough to like move somewhere else. Like I want to have my good villagers probably next to like my storage area or whatnot. You know, I don't think I'll keep them over here. That's what I've been toying with. But what we need to do before any of that is figure out a way to get them. So what I've sort of been testing out is, one, we need a system here, but I've pretty much got that down. We're going to have a dispenser with a minecart and a powered rail at the back. So when the tripwire gets pushed and someone lands here, there's going to be little thing, and it's going to... Oh my gosh, that was the worst explanation I've ever heard. So a minecart is always going to be waiting here, and a piston's going to push them on, and when someone gets on... Yeah, no, okay. The way I designed it, there's going to be a tripwire at this level. When the tripwire gets activated, a piston pushes... Wait a minute, might not work because... Oh, oops. Well, so what we need is a piston that pushes them out of the water stream into this area. What we also need is a tripwire. I could put the piston at this level, but that might screw up the water. That level, it won't hit them. But I need the tripwire. I could put the red tripwire this way, but will a piston break the string? Probably, I assume. Anyway, yeah, but we're going to have a dispenser with a rail, so they fall onto this cart, and they get sent this way. And what I plan to do is instead of having this come down, we're going to have it come up and drop them in front of us. So we can just stand here, more or less AFK, and wait until one shows up right here. This guy is all about that breeding life, isn't he? Anyway, we're going to have some sort of system where there's going to be 3 or 4 buttons. One to save them, and it's going to go and put them into some sort of stables of this, probably a similar design to this. One to save them, one to kill them, and one to, I guess, release them into the village. Although, I don't know. We might just have 2. But that's my plan, is to have this come and drop them here. So what'll happen is we'll more or less just stand here and get villagers every now and again. Do we have a baby yet? No? No baby yet? Maybe it's because I think these guys might be too close. I don't 100% know that. They're not going to be here, though. What I want to do is drop them below and have, I don't want to say stables, but I guess stables is the word I want. So there's a lot of work to be done. One of the first things I want to do, though, because I have to go back and forth, is to put in the subway rail. Yeah, so what I'm planning on doing is probably... For now, I'll just put it right here. So when you come in, you end up here. I was going to like put a station in over here, but then, you know, I think this might be the end of the rail this way, so we can just have a very simple ending, especially for now, it's fine. So I'm going to put that in first, just so that when we have to go get materials, it's, not that it's a far run, but it's easier by train. Yeah, we got some work to do. Alright guys, so I've spent quite a bit of time designing and whatnot. I've got the subway thing in, whatever. I spent quite a bit of time designing and things, and you can see I've been clearing out some land. And I've decided, well, I have these 2 rooms, and I was going to go down, but then I couldn't figure out a way to get the stairs down how I liked it. So what I mean is I was going to have my villagers like a level below. I thought that would be a really cool visual effect, and... But then I thought, you know what, if we're not really using this room, why don't we put them in here? So I've started laying it out. This is what their little cages are going to look like. So it's almost going to be like a market look. See, what happens is I've hooked up a little system where there's tripwires here, and if the tripwire is active, the cart will go past it. If the tripwire is not active, then the cart will end up right here, or the next available one. It's pretty basic redstone. But what I want to do is actually hide all the rails behind. The nice part about this system is I can more or less expand it pretty much any direction I want, because it's just manipulating rails, which is pretty easy. So I know I can extend it back that way. I can extend it down, up, whichever way I really want. And if I do want to transport them somewhere else, then I simply come down here and change the direction of the rail. So eventually we could have it so that you could almost send it anywhere in the world. You know, you could send it to the Nether. You could send it over to spawn. You could send it this way, that way, whichever. And that's really nice. So I dedicated some time to doing rails. But what I want to do is more or less keep, for now, I want to keep the really good ones in here in this little, let's call it the market area. We're each going to get our own little stand. So what I want to do is keep the really good ones in here for now before I transport them to wherever it ends up that they'll actually be. Because I feel like I'm going to have like a trading center somewhere near where most of my stuff is. So anyway, for now they're going to be stuck in here. I'm not going to spend too much time decorating, but I am going to set up a system so that they can be transported here. And I actually haven't gotten much in the way of doing this sorting system yet. I sort of know what I want to do. Sort of. But it's getting a little complicated in just where I want to do it. That was sort of a mix-up of words. Right now I'm coming in like this, dropping hopefully somewhere like right here, and then I decide what to do with them then, which is an intriguing option. But anyway, I'm going to hide most of it all underground, but I just want to show you guys the market idea. The other thing I want to do is I've decided I think I am going to put an iron farm, but I want to use that iron specifically for decorative iron blocks. And is this guy grown up? No. I should probably put the minecart back. I saw him quite a while ago, and I was like, uh-oh. Just got a zombie running around, or a villager running around, but... Alright. Anyway, but yeah, so I do want to build an iron farm, just for hoppers and iron blocks. I think I've decided. So I do need some just scrap villagers. When I say scrap villagers, I mean villagers that I don't want to use for trading. So I kind of want to stockpile those somewhere. These three are okay. I don't think he's that great. 36 I don't think is amazing. He's pretty good. This guy's a butcher, which I don't think is useful at all. Anyway, I gotta grab some tripwires and some string and whatnot. Thank goodness we have that spider spawner, but I've been rambling for far too long, so I'm going to get some of this into place, and then we'll sort out what to do. Alright guys, lots to show you. I guess I've been doing a bit of work. So I've thrown out my old system and gone back to this because I could not make it work without killing the villagers. Now my idea was you drop them, then you choose their path, you press another button and it drops them again, and then slime blocks push them to whichever way you want, which I thought would be a really fun way of doing it. But I just could not make it work, and I'm not the world's greatest with redstone, but I think there was just some flaws in just the way, using that way to transport villagers. So what I've got now is just a mess of a room, huh? When it comes here, this drops them, and this chooses their path, and what I'm doing is I've just been playing with rails. So this lever on this side just switches which way this rail goes, and if you get this rail, you come over here, and you end up in our collection area, which is, hello, which is like this. Now this collection area isn't permanent. It is adjustable, and I probably will end up keeping some people here, but like I said before, I probably do want to send them to other places. But what happens is these rails, if they end up, basically it'll find the first, if I send someone down this road, it'll find the first open booth, and once they're in the booth, that rail switches. Very basic redstone. It's just redstone going into that block to switch it. And I hate you so much, buddy. So much. He's been annoying me all day. But anyway, yeah, it just goes and finds the first open booth. If none of them are open right now, I just have it leading into that wall. But yeah, that's about it. And there's some cool design techniques we could do, like market booths, so it looks like a little marketplace. And you can extend it really as far as you want because these are all individual. So you just extend the track. Right now I have it looping back around. But I mean, you just extend the track and build more of these. It's really easy, and it just finds the next open one, which is a nice little feature. And yeah, so that's where we're at right now. What I have to do is find a way to kill these guys. I might just drop them into lava using an activator rail just so I get the cart back. But yeah, so can I kill this guy? Yeah, I can. Breaking on the redstone, isn't it? Oh, that drives me crazy. Oh my gosh, just die. I was trying to avoid doing that because I don't want them all to be mad at me, but whatever. The other thing I haven't figured out is how to get them off of here. This is driving me a little crazy because I feel like there is an easy solution, but I just cannot come up with it. But yeah, I want a rail there so that they just get pushed out. And I'm having a heck of a hard time figuring it out. What I might do is, okay, wait, if I destroy this, it's going to screw up my whole system, so let's put a block here. I just thought of this like on camera, so I think I want to try it. Get those signs back and put them against this wall. And if I put the redstone here, will they get onto that? I don't know if I... So if I move all of this and put like the dispenser here, and if I push them out, I don't know if it'll actually, if they'll hit the cart or if they'll just wander around. I could make it so that they can just wander, and once they're in the cart, it gets sent. That's tempting. I could block off here. You know, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. So there's a few more things to figure out, but we're getting there, you know what I mean? We're getting there. I do need to make more rails. Yeah, but we're basically exploring what we can do with minecarts, which is kind of neat. And I have some big plans with minecarts in the future, so it's kind of a good thing that we're doing this. Yay, they made a librarian finally. I've been getting so many of the purple coats, and ugh, they drive me insane. This guy. Done. What's his sword? Sharpness 3. Not a great sword, but whatever. I had to do some enchanting too. I had to fix my tools, which... It's been taking a while to do this project because I kept changing the design of it. But now it's done, and I just got to put in this top part, figure out how to kill them, and we should be getting close to the end. So I got a bit more work to do off camera, and then we'll see where we're at. All right, so my plans didn't work out. I've been playing with tripwires, and I didn't realize that you actually need full blocks underneath them, which is interesting. You can't have them through the air. At least I don't think you can. I haven't had any luck doing that. So what I've done is a little annoying. We have a piston there that pushes them out, and then we have another button here which will activate a cart and then shortly after send the cart on its way. So we're going to have to do this manually, which sucks, but actually, now that I've been thinking about it, is not the worst thing ever. Doing it manually more or less ensures that we can get the best villagers. Which is nice to know that, you know, when we do this, we're going to have villagers that are of like a high level. I guess. It is disappointing that I'm going to have to go and push a button and then a button. But, you know, I think we'll deal with that. One thing that we got to do, though, is definitely clean this place up. I don't know if I'll do that this episode. I do want to just get this working. That's a big one. So what I have left to do is more or less down here. I have to... Well, more or less make a way to kill them, and then what am I doing? More or less just make a way to kill them. This takes them to the booze, but yeah, we have them dying right now. Come to think of it, we should probably put a sign. Do I have a sign? No, we should probably put a sign here that says, you know, death or not death. Did you climb up here? Leather worker. Those are terrible trades, bro. Yeah, so I gotta move. I don't really think I want any of these guys. This guy's alright. I'll probably keep him. Although he has the same, I think, two of the exact same trade, which is interesting. But what I'm gonna do is get rid of these guys. And we're just gonna keep that one for now. Just because he's really the only one that I like. The rest of them are kind of so-so. And if we're going to like do this, we might as well do it properly. And let's give a try to this spot here. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. You want to hop in that minecart for me? Hop in that minecart? There you go. So yeah, this is all going to be gone, obviously. So we moved it to the other area. So, you know, it's interesting. This project is not at all how I originally planned it out, which is not the worst thing ever. I'm actually not unhappy with the way it's going. It's definitely a smaller area than I was thinking originally. And to flip that. Does this work? Let's see. He should end up in the first booth on this side. And it happened, and it switched. So this is perfect. This is what it's going to look like. Downside, we do use a cart. But that's not a huge deal. I mean, So that's very cool. They'll look like this, which I think is kind of neat. That actually does look like they're trying to sell you stuff. And if we decorate it up in here, add some colors and some stuff, I think that'd be real cool. We can hide everything in the back too, which is awesome. So that's really cool. Now I'm going to focus on some cleanup and stuff, and I'll come back once we have a little bit more of a good looking place. Alright, so I guess I would label this kind of a fail today because I did not do what I wanted to do. The tripwire is not working. It sort of screwed me up. So I've had to come up with sort of a new system of moving villagers because everyone knows they're about as derpy as you get. So now what I've got is a water stream pushing them into this minecart when they get up. And then they get sent that way. And, well, to where, I guess, the sorter thing is. Now, it's not the most elegant of solutions, and it's not exactly the best solution, but it's what we're going to use for now. We'll probably try and fix this again sometime soon, but for now, the important part is that we can sort villagers and keep good ones, which is, you know, so important. I guess this doesn't need to be here anymore. Neither does this. And so, yeah, we got some good stuff in today. We got some infrastructure in place that we needed. And, you know, now at least we can... I'll show you guys what I'm sort of talking about. Because, obviously, we didn't do what we sort of set out to do. But we still did some good things. So I'll show you guys what I mean. So, now... with this whole minecart system instead of whatever else we're using, one, we can get this marketplace. It's very easy, very simple. I just got this guy as a weaponsmith, so I'd kind of like to see what he has. But, you know, we've got this system like this where it's very easy to add more or to send them to a different place. We just switch where that goes, which is very easy to do. The other thing is right here, we have two switches. This one simply just does a piston, so we could easily make that a button here and use this for another thing. But the nice part about this is because we're using a minecart system where we just power and unpower rails, we can theoretically make, you know, as many of these junctions as we want, which is awesome. You know, we can have it go to the market, we can have it go this way, that way. So we can actually send villagers to all sorts of locations if we want by just adjusting these. And these are the easiest thing ever to make, right? You just power a block and put something on top of it. So really, it was a fail because we didn't do what we wanted to do. And I don't know what Killing Chamber made or anything yet. So it was a bit of a fail in not being able to do what we set out to do. But at the same time, now we have infrastructure in place to really get a lot of... like, the way it's built now, it's very easy to build on top of, which is nice. Like, it's very easy to add more levers. You know, if... you know, this ends up not being enough, we could just put a bunch of levers here and really set a course of a very specific location, which is very neat. I don't know where we're going to have to send these guys, you know what I mean? So it's nice to have the option of extending our system as far as needs be, which I think is very cool. And, you know, these guys... I actually do like this room. I can see it looking real nice one day. I don't have time to decorate it right now. I'm sort of out of time to record this. And we didn't do what we set out to do, but I think we did some very good things. We have a guy going up there now. We should see him come here. Now there's the off chance that it doesn't work. It just worked with someone else though, so I can't see it not working. Yeah. So we have a shepherd, which we don't have any of. So let's send him to keep. Let's see if this works. We should see him over here. Like, it's not a great system, but it works for now, and it works pretty well, so I'm happy with it, you know? Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. And so we got some villagers to start trading with. Next episode, we are moving on to a different project. We'll come back and do something with this eventually, but for now, more or less, we have other projects to do. I have a long list of things I want to do, so come back next episode where we're doing something different. This is done for now. It's not the world's greatest, but it is good for us. I feel like I've just been ranting this episode and trying to figure things out, and it's just not working. Sometimes, you know, your ideas, they just don't work, which is not a big deal. Now, I did not end up... actually, I still need a way back here, so let's just leave this open for now. At some point, we'll come here and actually fix it up to the point where it's actually quite a nice place, but for now I actually do have to manually put that there. Eventually we'll figure out a system that works. I'm out of time and I'm just like redstoned out. I did a lot of experimenting today, which, was fun, but anyway, that's it for me. Like, comment, sub, all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys think about this system. I know it's not what we set out to do and not the greatest, but it does work, so I'm happy with it. And I will catch you guys next time. Ciao!